today. In court, what happened is the case is dismissed. It's an ACD. Mr. Katz was never arrested. I want to clear that up. He was never arrested. He was driving over the speed limit, and that's how he was stopped. But there was never an arrest. There was never a DUI. There's no admission of guilt here. There was no guilty plea or anything other than he did receive a ticket that everybody else receives in this instance, which was for a reduced charge of parking. And that happens all the time. If you get a speeding ticket, he has a stellar record. He has never had a problem before, so they reduced it to that. And that's what happened today. And do you have any questions?
Well, there were reports, obviously, which is what caught our attention, that there was marijuana in the car. Is that the case? There
were reports, and my answer to that is you can't believe everything that's reported. The people that were making those reports were not present. And again, there is no guilty plea to anything. There was no DUI. There was no arrest. There's no marijuana.
Oh, I'm sorry. The police said that he turned over an eighth of marijuana. What was that? Are you saying that's not true?
The police weren't here today. We were in court, so I couldn't even comment on that.
No, but the police report said that he turned over an eighth of marijuana.
The case was dismissed because the charges could not be proven. And I don't know what. I never spoke to the police officer, and he was not here today.
So he didn't. You're telling me he did not turn over an eighth of marijuana?
I wasn't there. I came here today to get.
Was he smoking in the car? The police report said there was an odor of marijuana in the car.
We were all not there. Police often, and I do a lot of civil rights, and I do a lot of police work as well, and often their reports are not correct. I never spoke to the police officer. He was not here. There was not a trial, and there was no admission of guilt. The case was actually dismissed. Literally, to tell you the truth, I'll read it to you. It was dismissed because there was no prior record for Mr. Katz, and there were difficulties in proof. So that should answer your question.
So you're saying the police were incorrect in saying there was marijuana in the car?
What I'm saying is there's difficulties in proof. I wasn't there. I never spoke to the police officer, and he was not present today.
But he's just your client.
I don't think they have various prosecutors. Yeah, it was their town prosecutor.
What was the original ticket?
The original charge was the tickets, actually, and they were, he was never taken into custody. He was never arrested. He received a ticket like anyone else would on a traffic stop of driving over the speed limit and possession of marijuana, it says.
Yeah, but an ACOD, an ACOD is usually given out for marijuana charges, is it not?
No, not at all. An ACOD, Mr. Katz, on my recommendation to get this over as quickly as possible, we accepted an ACOD. No, an ACOD is given for a number of things, for anything. So especially for the, unfortunately, the speeding ticket.
So the ticket was for speeding and for possession of marijuana. Were both of those addressed just now?
Yes, they were both addressed. They were both dismissed, and what he received was a parking ticket, which anybody receives in this situation.
How much?
$75. Is that what you wanted to know? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
So the speeding is reducing the parking?
Yes.
And why did he have
all the
to
time.
appear?
Everybody gets. I'm counsel, and I appeared for him. You're allowed to. There's such a thing called waiver of appearance. Anybody can do that. If you have an attorney.
Was it dismissed because the officer wasn't here?
No, not at all. It was dismissed because exactly what I wrote. What I read, I'm sorry. It was dismissed because he had no prior record and there was difficulties in proof. So basically, again, the original charge, let me explain, was never a criminal charge, by the way. It was a offense. It's not even a criminal charge. Yeah, it's like a violation. It's not even a misdemeanor.
So, just to be clear, I mean, he's your client. He's not here. You're representing him.
Mm-hmm.
Did he have marijuana the day of the arrest? I'm sorry, the day of the charge.
3 times, and honestly, none of us were there. The answer is there were difficulties in proof. The case was dismissed, and he was never arrested at the time.
So you can't answer that question?
I am answering it.
There-
I wasn't there, we weren't there, the police officer wasn't here, and the case is dismissed. When a case is dismissed, that means
But
there's
has
no
he told
charge.
you if there
Oh,
was?
that's, come on.
I mean,
I
because
didn't
we're
get...
asking if there was, and you're saying we weren't there, but do you know if there
Oh,
was
I wouldn't
or not?
know that. I wasn't there.